Welcome everybody back to the Raiders franchise. Today we're going to be kicking off in Week 8 against the Chiefs right before our bye week. Before we get into that, some notable things happened in between episodes. Um, I did trade quite a few players for some um, lower tier draft picks. So we'll look at our draft picks available this year. We now have two more fourths, a couple more fifths, a couple more sixths, and a couple more sevenths. So later picks, but hopefully we can make some of those hit. Um, some notable names that got traded: Lonnie Johnson went to Seattle. Tyler Lockett went back to Seattle. Tyree Wilson went to Detroit for a fifth and a seventh. We let Lecky Fotu go to Houston for a fourth. Jamal Adams went to the Bears for a player and a fifth. Darnay Holmes to Cleveland. And Zamir White went to the Bengals. I tried to get these guys in situations where they'd see the field, if not start. And with the departure of those guys, I did make a couple signings. We signed Damian Martinez, who will be our RB3 going forward, possibly RB2 next season. Chris Paul Jr., Kalen King, and a practice squad wide receiver, Devon Campbell. So we got a couple new names on the roster here. Let's see, just the lineup. We're going to be sticking with Kenny Pickett moving forward, at least for the next few weeks. So you see Damon Martinez. We got Devon Campbell here, who doesn't have a picture, but ratings-wise, he's intriguing for sure. He is 6'4", 220 with 92 speed, 79 catching, 76 catching traffic. So definitely a guy that could develop into something a little bit more. 87 injury is a little nerve-wracking, but he could develop nicely. And if he doesn't, it wasn't a huge deal. We signed him off the practice squad. Pretty much all those guys I signed up on one-year contracts I'm going to be trying to give all of them at least a one-year deal to have kind of like a prove-it season. In one of the trades with Seattle, we got Josh Jones, so we have a little bit of right tackle depth now. And I do have him re-signed for another year or two, I believe. Defensively, we come over here. Let's see. Not a whole lot new. Kalen King will be our CB4, with Isaiah Dunn at CB3. Chris Paul Jr. will be sliding in. He's not our will to. I think I will make him our number 2 will, actually. This is who we got when we traded for the Bears, or traded Jamal Adams to the Bears. Him in a fifth. So we'll see if either of these guys can develop. Devin White, I believe I resigned. I can't remember. Actually, let me go check his contract. Contracts. Never mind, I did not resign Devin White. So Chris Paul Jr. could be our will of the future going forward. So maybe we'll throw him in the starting role later down the line here once we get further into the season. Specialists, we are going to have Mustard as our second third down receiving back, and Martinez as our second power back. And Bari, Crosby, Coons, nothing new really here. To our practice squad, same as it has been. So nothing crazy. Today we are going to try to get through quite a bit, though. I want to get us to like the last 4 weeks so we can really deep dive more of the season. So I'm thinking, depending on how these games sim out, at least we're going to sim this Chiefs game, get through our bye week. We'll sim the Jags, sim the Broncos, probably sim the Cowboys. We're going to watch the Browns game. And then I think we're going to sim the Chargers and watch the highlights from this last Broncos game, which will put us at week 14. And then we'll have 15, 16, 17, and 18 next episode. So let's go on, get the sim started. Nothing really crazy change wise, no new starters in. We did offload a bunch of veteran guys and a bunch of uh, guys that we weren't really going to be re-signing just for some picks to help backload this draft so we can try to get a little bit more depth and maybe develop some of those guys into starters. So we lose 28 to 24 there. Close game, which is an okay sign. We'll come in here, we'll see Patrick Mahomes 233 and 4. Like, you're not going to win many games when you let the quarterback do that. Raiders, Kenny Pickett, rough game. He didn't, like, 67% completion. Didn't play horrible, but 2 interceptions isn't good. 17 and 70 for Genti with 2 touchdowns on the ground, so he had some good carries there. I like to see that. Receiving wise, Trey Tucker had a big game. That's good. Tavian Wicks had a big game also. Outside them, not a whole lot, but it's good to see these 2 guys going off. These are our top 2 wide receivers right now, so I do want to see a bit more from Wicks next season. Like this trio of Tucker, Wicks, and Besh, and you can throw Bowers in there too to make it 4. That's a very good young core to be developing pass catching wise, and then you added Jetty there. Like, we have a good core. Just about finding the pieces to really help that core succeed. Jeremy Chin with 12 tackles this game, though. That is somebody that I did resign, I believe, back for next season. I wanted his veteran presence, and he brings, a solid, strong safety presence for us. 2 TFLs from Coons, who's actually kind of thrived in that rushing D tackle role, which is kind of funny to me since he's 6'2", 250, so he's not a huge guy, but he does thrive in that rushing D tackle role with Crosby on the outside. Crosby and Devin White share a sack, but not a whole lot going on there. A couple PBUs from some guys. Chris Paul Jr. in his first action with us got 3 tackles and a deflection. Do we see how many downs he played? No, he probably didn't play that much. And most of the tackles were probably special teams, I would say, with a couple, like 1 or 2 being rotated in. But it's good to see that he is making some plays there for us. Jumping into this bye week now, I don't think there was anything crazy going on scouting national focus. So quite obviously it has to be quarterback. Our quarterback situation has been probably our biggest issue this year. I think next episode I'm going to deep dive who I'm looking at picking and who I'm thinking is going to be our first round pick, because we're probably going to be picking pretty high, right? Like, scout college players, mock drafts. Let's see where they have us picking mock draft wise. Had us at 7, which I didn't agree with because some of these teams were going to be winning games. We haven't hit the second one yet. Like, let's go look. KC, Cowboys, Jets. Like, Jets are one that I could see being at number 1. Vikings. Let's go look at some of these standings. NFL standings. Jets are 0-7. Packers are 1-5 right now. Vikings are 1-5. Chiefs are 1-6. Somehow, it's just crazy. Like, this is such a weird sim for us. We're 1-6 though. We're 31, so you'd think we'd be at that second pick, which I guess is possible with the next mock draft. So if it ended now, we'd probably be picking second. Obviously, I think the Chiefs are going to win a few more games. I think the Dolphins win a couple more games. Vikings, I don't know about. I haven't watched them in sim a whole lot. The Packers, I don't even know why they're 1-5. Really, my top 3 or my top 4 picks, I thought were going to be the Jets, us, Titans, and Saints. But this has been a weird sim. I'm here for it. Like it makes it a little bit tougher when these teams that are relatively not horrible, not bad, like are doing bad. And the question comes: do we switch Geno Smith in and try to get a couple wins under our belt, or do we keep Kenny Pickett in and hope he starts to develop a little bit and plays better? Do we start Aiden O'Connell in, see if he can move this offense a little bit better? Genty with not a great year, but we really haven't ran it that much. We haven't been able to because we're usually playing from behind, so we're throwing a lot. But even then, our production just isn't really there, which is why I can't really fault anybody. So Gregory Peterson here, who looks like his draft stock's going up. So, you know what? We'll actually go into the prospects right now and just kind of. I haven't really gone through and picked out favorites, but we got Gregory Peterson, who's bouncing back. Obviously, I'm assuming one of these two guys will be our guy, Lyle McFadden. If the accuracies are there, I do like them because of that A under pressure. The deep break sack worries me a little bit. Miguel Guerrero, though, another, he's got, from what we can see, great accuracies and good awareness. So, quite clearly, like the top quarterback on the board. I think it's going to be one of these four guys, honestly, that is our quarterback next season. We'll find out who. I'm not going to go too much deeper into prospects right now because I need to go in and really narrow out a list. But yeah, so we'll go and narrow out a list. I am going to keep trying. Oh wait, we have it. We have a chance to resign Devin White. That's right. So we're gonna get him. I want to get him till at least 30. So we'll give him a little cheap contract here. Try to get him to 30. We lock him down until he's 30. So we got another 3 years of Devin White. I don't think I'm gonna resign Kenny Pickett. I wanted to see if he could prove us wrong in some aspect, but he really hasn't. He's played slightly better than Geno Smith, which isn't saying much. Kellen King, I do want to resign, but I'll work a little bit on that. Delvon Campbell, I haven't committed to resigning yet, but probably not. We could get, we'll think about it later. Vance isn't coming back. Cornerback is a big point of focus along with quarterback, though, because we have two for sure guys who are staying with us going forward. I'm just going to jump to the next week here. Two for sure corners who are staying with us going forward, but it's kind of questionable outside of that. Really, it is. David Wade, Samuel Martinez, Kenny Pickett, all getting upgrades. Nice. So we get to the Jaguars game here at 1-6. Just weird season. Tennessee's 2-6. Jets finally won a game. Dolphins are 1-7. KC's 2-6 now, so they're gonna keep going up there. That's good. So we'll sim past this game here. We lose another close one, but we still take the loss there. Looks like we got an injury. We'll get these players upgraded real quick. Trey Tucker, Tommy Eichenberg, Chigozie, and Nuciam. Let's see who got injured. Lalu's injured. Cole Miller's injured. He could come off IR, but I think it's too late in the season. I don't know. I did a test before, and these guys who were on IR, I wasn't allowed to bring off IR until next season, so there's that. I don't think I re-signed Kyle Blue Kelly. Maybe I did. If I did, he'll be a good third guy if we can't bring in any true CB1 talent or any true cornerback talent in general. We'll go look at that game real quick. back-to-back games, 24 points. Our offense coming around. We did get a pick in this game. Kenny Pickett threw for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Got sacked 3 times. Like, if the picks weren't there, he'd be playing really good this year, but the picks are holding us back. We ran the ball 10 times. Shetty was in a touchdown. I think his production will skyrocket next year if we can address a little bit on the O-line, get that a little bit stronger. And then if our quarterback plays better, I think our running game will come together a little bit better too. Brock Bowers with a big game, 108 and a touchdown. Drake Tucker, 68 and a touchdown. Besh Wicks with 31. Michael Mayer. Dante Thornton got in. Nice. Defensively, Landon Roberts leads us. Danny Porter had 9 tackles this game. 2 TFLs from Max Crosby. Kingsley Anibari had a TFL and half a sack. I'll get Hemingway with a sack. Nice. Tristan McCollum getting in and getting half a sack with Anibari. That's interesting. Jeremy Chin had a pick today. That's nice. And 2 deflections. So that vet guy in the back line of our defense stepping up, making some plays for us. We don't get the win, but it is a good sign going forward. Jump in here now, film room prep. Let's see what the coaches are saying. Critical game this week. Very balanced team. Nothing is jumping out in the scouting so far. I do believe we can win through our defense, though. Want to force our QB to make mistakes. That's what we want to do. That's what I think our defense will thrive off of. Interception for Polomeo is the goal for this week. We'll see if that happens. It'd be big if it was. I would like him to develop nicely, but we'll see. So we're going in 1-7 now. First matchup against the Broncos. We're going to finish this episode with our second matchup against them. Jumping forward now. And we lose. 27-14. Doesn't look like we forced the quarterback to make too many mistakes there. Let's get in here and look at what we did. We get 1 sack and he does 64%. Touchdown interception for Pickett, 242, 55% completion. He got sacked 4 times, rushing wise. 33 on the ground, but again, only 10 carries. Had another touchdown though, so he's getting touchdowns this year. Besh with a big game, 112 and a touchdown. Wicks 64. Seems like everybody's just taking turns on who wants to be that main guy, and then everybody else is kind of filling in this other production. Defensively, 14 tackles from Eric Stokes, 11 for Landon Roberts and Jeremy Chin. Chin with the TFL. 1 sack from Crosby. And yeah. No pick, but it is what it is. Getting back over here. Mock draft 2. Okay, so mock draft 2 has us picking number 1 overall. I'm assuming the Jets probably won another game, and everybody outside us probably has 2 wins. Those other guys probably have 2 wins. So we got a little bit more scouted here. That C medium accuracy throws me off, but A play action, A short, A deep, A break sack, A under pressure, A awareness. There's a lot to his game that we like. The DDF injury scares me a little bit, and I do want to find more out on these guys. B awareness, A under pressure, be on the run, B across the board, C play action, a little less refined, but also a little more refined in certain aspects. Loud, McFadden, strength, speed, solid, decent. 60. They're both very similar quarterbacks. Is one of the problems. Very similarly built, very similar athletically. It's just going to come down to what we see in these things here. But honestly, Miguel Guerrero could be that guy. Great to good throw power. Great to good throw power. Gregory Peterson's a sleeper pick for me. Because if he's got A to B injury, A juke move, B to B. If that short accuracy is A, he's got A throw on the run and under pressure. If more of this comes together, he's got elite to great throw power, elite to great strength, a little bit faster, elite to great acceleration. So Gregory Peterson's kind of a sleeper for me. He's a scrambler, but he looks a little more refined. And then we'll take a look at Jonathan McLaughlin here. He's got elite to great throw power, elite to great strength, solid, decent speed. He's not a burner. A plays D short accuracy though. That no, we can't have that. We can't have somebody not being able to hit short throws. So these are our top three. I'm leaning Guerrero, but Peterson could make a push. Scrambler. The skills look like they could be there, and the A to B injury is the best out of those top three guys. And with a weaker O line, I would like whoever we pick to have a higher injury because they're going to be getting hit. So there's that. But if that short accuracy can come in at A, and then he's got B, like A on the run, A under pressure. They all have A under pressure. He's got A to B break sack. So if that's an A, he's just as good as Guerrero in that aspect. Play action, he's a little weaker on. They all have a B to C carrying. He's got A juke move, C to D spin move. And then it's that this D to F injury for these two is what scares me, and then D to F stamina for Guerrero. Those things scare me a little bit. Like his skills are there, but I don't want to take somebody who's going to be getting injured all year and missing time, and then we're back to having I don't know Geno Smith in the game. Maybe Kenny Pickett if we can bring him back. Jump into some of these situations here. I'll take responsibility for that. Face of the media here. I don't think I've ever done this one. We'll see. This press conference. Let's get the show on the road. Who's up first? Coach, there's sources saying you struggle to handle the spotlight. It may not have what it takes to be a head coach. Sources, huh? Reporting the news is part of my job. The question I'm hearing is, do you know how to do yours? That's me by winning your next game, not to disparage others or the work that you do, but we're focused on winning. With that said, I think we're done here today. Have a good day. I do have coach firing off for this. Actually, I need to double check that. For this season at least. Actually, no, it's a rebuild of this, so I have it off because I'm not trying to get fired because it does happen. Yeah, it's off. Okay, good. Because I have done a test run on this before, and yes, I got fired in the first season with this roster. I'm not gonna say almost exactly because we made a bunch of moves that I never made before, but jump forward here now. But I did get fired first season because the team underperformed. So we go into Dallas and lose, and we're now just on a huge skid. We get a pick in this game. Pickett, touchdown, interception. Like it's almost given he's going to throw an interception, but the touchdowns are we don't know if he's going to get or not. We ran the ball 7 times for 1.7 a carry. That's a rough game. 32. Rough game all around, really. We put up 10 points, so there's not a whole lot to look at offensively. Defensively, though, some guys getting in on tackling, no TFLs. Sack from Crosby, sack from Kuntz, half a sack from Roberts and Eichenberg. Eric Stokes got the pick, so that's good there going forward. A couple deflections here. There's not a whole lot going in that game. upgrade Devin White and Lindenberger. All right. So the Browns game. We're at the Browns game now. This right here is the game that we're going to watch because it's a game that I feel like we could possibly win with either guy at quarterback. Um, Not the outcome we're looking for, Coach. Yeah, we got a long week ahead. Get back, Coach. Back. I know you will, Coach. Also wanted to say that I was very impressed with how you kept your cool with the reporter earlier. It shows us exactly what we're looking for. So the general manager approval goes up. That's fine. Approval ratings down kind of all around. Let's see. Coach Central, let's see. We may get new coordinators next season. I just brought in some lower tier random coordinators to come in. So now we get into this game at home against the Browns. Do we have any alternate uniforms? No. What do we do? Maybe a color rush. Anniversary homes. Go with the color rush bands. Why not? Doesn't really matter. We're a black, white, and gray team. The jerseys, I will say, with the color scheme are really nice. I do like the Raider jerseys, actually. They're simple, and sometimes simple is best. Looking like we are kicking off to start this game. So, our game is underway now. Ball being returned here, and it gets up to the 26-yard line. So we'll be seeing our defense first start this game. Shedeur Sanders starting for the Browns, coming in 12 TDs, 12 INTs, less than 2,000 yards. I don't think he was starting the whole season, but not a horrible start, not a bad start to his career. Hand off to Quinshon Judkins, who will get, I think, about 5 there, 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up now. We're looking for this defense to step up and get us in the right spots. They sure throwing over the middle, wide open. Big gain there. Ball moved up to the 45 now. 1st and 10 coming up. Under center now. Stepping back, throwing over the middle. Completed to Harold Fanan, I believe that is. 2nd and 5 coming up. Back under center. Play action. Shedeur stepping up. Pressure starting to get there. And he goes down. I believe that was Tonka Hemingway and Laulu in on that sack. It's either Tonka Hemingway or Malcolm Kuntz. No, it was Tonka Hemingway. Shedeur out to the flat. Jerry Jeudy completed, but that'll bring up 4th and 12. So we'll get to see this offense now. An offense that has disappointed this year, to say the least. Kind of held Genty back in his rookie season. 8 touchdowns, 10 picks for Pickett. Under 2,000 yards. So you can have a big game here today. Hand off to Genty, who gains 8. Big run there. Solid run there from Genty, bringing up 2nd and 2 now. Quick throw out to Besh, who gets the 1st down. A nice little swing pass there. 1st and 10 now to 33. Pickett will go under center. Genty in the backfield. Hand off Genty out to the right, and he'll gain about 2 there, bringing up 2nd and 8. See if we can we can put points on the board here in our first possession. Hand off Shanti again, cutting back, nothing there, barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8 now. We go empty here. See if we can convert this. Stepping back, pressure starting to get there. Stepping up, rolling around. Pickett goes down. Miles Garrett. Injury timeout. And it looks like Kenny Pickett might be injured here. Which he is. So if he's down, that means we're going to see Geno Smith in his first action since earlier in the season. Turnable ball here. Good coverage, though. I believe that's Isaiah Dunn in on that tackle. Good coverage by Isaiah Dunn there. So Shazier Sanders and this Browns offense comes back out now. Looking to have a little bit better of a drive than the first time. They got some good plays, but weren't able to put anything really together. Judkins running forward for 3. D tackles in on the stop there. Cleveland's 6-4, so they're not horrible. Their defense probably having a big part of that. Crosby comes in and gets a huge sack. Big time sack by Crosby there. I feel like he's had a very quietly good season. But I feel like we're 1-9, so it's hard to have a loud good season. Crosby in the zone now. Pressure starting to get there. Crosby back-to-back sacks. Bringing up 4th and 21. Crosby making some big plays here early in this game. That's 2 sacks already in just the first quarter. So the defense has come to play today. Getting the ball back. We're going to see if Geno Smith is on the field or if it's Kenny Pickett. If that injury was serious, we could see Geno Smith coming into this game. And he is. Geno Smith coming into this game now. Maybe looking to earn his starting spot back. This would be a good time to do it. Get us our 2nd win on the year. Genty, handoff up the middle. Gains about 2. Geno Smith comes in for 1 play. Kenny Pickett is back, though. We may see Geno Smith again, though. Quick pass out to Bowers, who breaks a tackle, gains about 7. 3rd and 1 coming up from the 49. Raiders in the I formation now. Pickett under center. Handoff Genty up the middle with a big gain, big run, breaks a man's ankles. Had one guy to beat, can't get past him, but a huge rush for Genty there. And this is exactly why I wanted to see us feed him the ball more, because he makes plays. He's a playmaker, and if you give up on him after 5 to 7 carries, the stats aren't going to be there. He gets touchdowns when we're in the red zone, and he has potential to break off any run into anything, into something big. Throwing almost picked off. Dontavian Wicks breaks a tackle after a big catch. Great play there by Dontavian Wicks. A risky throw that gets bailed out by a great play from the wide receiver. Pickett under center now. 1st and 10 on the 13. Motioning, fake handoff to Genty, who gains probably 4 there. 3, 2nd and 7. Get us to the 10-yard line now. I feel like the red zone is where we've struggled, which is sad, because, we get here, I feel like, quite a bit, but Tucker motioning, handoff, Genty breaking outside, fighting forward, down on the 1. Genty with the big first quarter here. Down on the 1 now, Genty in the backfield, Pickett under center. Motioning the wide receiver again, handoff, Genty, touchdown, Raiders. So the Raiders strike first here in their first quarter. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Offense looks good on that drive. A couple big plays from Genty. Wicks had a couple big plays, or had a big play. 7 plays, 58 yards. Taking almost 2 minutes off the clock. Kicking the ball back to the Browns now. If our defense can continue to play strong, our offense should have more opportunity to perform well. Pickett looking okay, though, this game. See if this Browns offense can strike back. Jador Sanders under center for the Browns. Handoff Quinshon Judkins. Max Crosby is there with a big hit. And Devin White. I believe we're both in on that. Crosby still in the zone. Jador Sanders in the gun. Read option. Eric Stokes out there to make that play, I believe. 3rd and 7 now. Pressure's coming. Crosby wins, gets out there, but nobody is on the wide receiver out there. Elijah Moore for a first down. There's nobody covering him. And, I mean, they were, but it was blown coverage, basically. Pressure's starting to get in now. Crosby coming around. Crosby with his 3rd sack of the game in just the first quarter. Crosby going electric here today. 2nd and 13 coming up. Sanders fakes the handoff. Pressure getting there. Crosby with his 4th sack forces the fumble. 4 sacks in the first quarter for Max Crosby. What a game he is putting together here. Single-handedly putting this defense on his back. 2nd and 23 now. Crosby playing huge. They set up a screen. Judkins makes a good play. Had me scared there for a second, but we do get the cleanup. 4th and 15. Browns are going to be punting it away now. So Max Crosby having a nuts game today. Can you pick it in this offense? Coming back in now. Trying to get our 2nd win on the season. It's week, 13 now? 14 possibly? No, it's week 12. Never mind. Trey Tucker in motion. Can you pick it under center? Motioning Besh now. Pickett fakes the handoff. Steps up. Myles Garrett is there, though. We have 5 sacks in the first quarter, and 4 of those are Max Crosby. So Kenny Pickett shaking up again. Geno Smith in the game now. 2nd and 12. Throwing over the middle. Completed to Besh. 3rd and 8 coming up. So developing story here to this game. Kenny Pickett getting shaken up early and having to go out twice now. Geno Smith coming in the game. Stepping up. Throwing deep. And it's broken up in the hands of Dontavian Wicks. It was a great throw by Geno Smith. Just can't bring it in through the contact. Raiders forced to punt now. But that means Max Crosby is able to get back on the field and keep freaking at it. A huge stiff arm there. I thought that was getting cleaned up, but a stiff arm there from their return man. Gets him up to the 50, though. So Cleveland starting in great field position here. Let's move into the 2nd quarter now. Sanders in this Browns offense looking to get some points on the board here. Handoff Judkins. Huge run up the middle. Gain of about 15 there. Gets him up to the 36. So this Cleveland offense moving now. Judkins, solid run again. Gain of 3. Now you gotta think they're probably thinking if we just keep the ball on the ground, Crosby can't get any more sacks. If they're moving the ball like that, they might as well just keep it on the ground. Sanders in the gun now, though. Crosby getting there. Pressure made the ball come out too quick. Wide receiver wasn't ready for it, so he drops it. 3rd and 7 now, so Crosby doesn't get the sack, but he does get a pressure there. Throw over the middle, wide open. Jerry Jeudy for the first down. 1st and 10 on the 21 now. Crosby's eating on that side of the line today. You'd like to see some of our other guys step up and make some plays there. Devin White with the tackle. These quick passes and the run game is going to be what stops Crosby's insane game. So they drop him into coverage now. Screen set up. Cleaned up by Jeremy Chin, though. Veteran strong safety making his presence felt today. Sanders back to pass. Crosby gets off his block, getting there again. Sack number 5 for Max Crosby, bringing up 4th down. He's been a drive ender today. They are in field goal range, so they should get this. Flag, though, on the Raiders. Roughing the kicker on Max Crosby. So, just as I'm saying he's a drive ender, he extends their drive, actually. In the zone, though, over the middle, pass is caught. Gets him to the 6. So Cleveland looking to score a touchdown now instead of a field goal. Handoff, Quinshon Judkins up the middle, breaking a couple tackles, getting down at the 1, so it's going to be 3rd and goal now. Cleveland goes I form. Sanders under center. Judkins in the backfield. They go QB sneak and get it in. So instead of it being 7-3, it's now a tie game at 7-7, and we're going to see who's in at quarterback for the Raiders. Kenny Pickett could still be injured. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Already a lot going on in this game. Already 5 sacks for Max Crosby. There's Tony with an okay return up to the 31. So Geno Smith is still in at quarterback. Handoff, Genti breaks it outside. Cuts outside, breaks man's ankles, takes off. Huge gain down the sideline for Ashton Genti, who's got 9 carries for 74 yards. Good things happen when you hand that man the ball. Handoff, Genti again up the middle. Breaking ankles yet again. A big gain. 10 for 86 now. And just like that, the Raiders are on the other side of the field. 2 huge plays from Genti. Another Raiders go empty. Genti out. Side, blocking, pressure, getting there. Geno stepping up. Almost throws a pick. Thankfully, it was dropped. Geno Smith empty again. Stepping up, throwing over the middle. Trey Tucker makes a big catch. 3rd and inches now. Raiders go I form. Smith under center. And they sneak it forward for the first down. So this offense stays on the field in the red zone now on the 20-yard line. Smith under center. Genti in the backfield. Handoff. No blocking on that left edge, though, and it'll be a tackle for a loss, losing 1. They go into the gun here now. Motioning Bowers out. Stepping back, throwing Brock Bowers. Makes a move. Gains still going. Gains about 7 there. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Browns looking for a stop. Geno throwing over the middle. Broken up. Thrown behind Trey Tucker. That ball's thrown in front of him. He has room to run there. Probably gets the first down, but Raiders will have to settle for a field goal now. Hand is drilled. Raiders 10-7 right now. 3:30 in the second. Can't expect great coverage on these returns because we've already seen a couple big returns for Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders coming back in now with this offense, trying to continue off the momentum from last drive where they were just moving the ball at will. Motioning Njoku out. Motioning him around now. And fake handoff. Max Crosby getting there. Sack number 6. Max Crosby, I'm going to have to look up what the record for most sacks in a game is because he is creeping up on it pretty quickly now. We're in the first half still. He's got 6 sacks. 2nd and 16 now. Shedeur back to pass. Over the middle throw and picked off Jeremy Chin. He's breaking it out. Taking it back for a touchdown. Touchdown Raiders. And this game might have just gotten out of hand. Jeremy Chin with a big-time pick 6. And this Raiders defense continues to steal the show. Trying to hit 81 there. Chin just lurks that perfectly, cuts it back, and turns on the burners. So the record for most sacks in a single game is 7. And we're in the first half. Max Crosby already has 6. So this Raiders defense getting us on the board with another touchdown. 17-7 now. 3 minutes in the second. And it's possible this defense gets another stop, and this offense gets a chance to put more points on the board. So Shedeur Sanders coming back in, trying to shake off that interception. He hasn't had a horrible year, but interceptions have definitely been an issue for him. And the guy now, Judkins in the backfield. Fake handoff. Sanders, pressure getting there. Throws it away. And Njoku was in the area. Well covered, though. Sanders in the gun again. Handoff, Judkins. Stopped by Tonga Hemingway and Landon Robertson, like 3 other players. 3rd and 9 now, so our defense chance with the stop before the 2-minute warning in the first half. Crosby almost gets sack number 7 to tie the record right there, but still gets the pressure and the hit on the QB to break that play up. So our offense is getting the ball back with 2:40 left about in the first half. 3 timeouts. And still the 2-minute warning. Ashton Jeanty comes in, 11 rushes, 85 yards, and a touchdown. He's having a huge game here today. Big part of this offense moving the ball, which is something that I want to see more moving forward. If we hand him the ball more this season, I think we win a few of these closer games. Smith's still in the game, so Pickett still shaking up. Jeanty with a huge stiff arm on the linebacker there, looking like a baby Derrick Henry. Huge stiff arm there. Raiders going to the gun now. 2nd and 7. Pressure in there. They set up a screen for Jeanty. Blocks get out there. He gains 6. So 3rd and 1 coming up. Going into the eye. Possible QB sneak here. And it is Smith diving forward. So Geno Smith trying to win his job back in this game. So we just take it to the 2-minute warning there. First half 17-7. We have seen some crazy things today. Crosby with 6 sacks already in the first half. And the Browns are going to have to be passing the ball a lot more next half. As we get ball at half also, so we have a chance to put points on the board and get ball at half. This game could be out of hand already. Myles Garrett getting through. Smith stepping up, connecting with Brock Bowers for a huge gain, getting the ball up to the 46. So Geno Smith playing for his job, and the defense locking in. Wicks in motion now. Smith stepping up, throws a duck. It was in his hands. Hit breaks it up. 2nd and 10 now. Geno Smith might be shaken up. No, he's okay. He's still in the game. He did take a hit while he was throwing that. 2nd and 10 now. Smith stepping back. Pressure getting to him and going down. 3rd and 8. So Cleveland's defense is looking to clean up now and give their offense a chance to get some points on the board before half. 3rd and 18. Play clock running down. Wicks in motion. Snapping. Pressure getting there. Smith throwing deep. Intended for Dontavian Wicks, who brings it in. A huge catch by Dontavian Wicks. Gets the ball down at the 3-yard line. Timeout Raiders. A big play there by Wicks, who we brought in from Green Bay this year to try to be the guy. And Geno Smith throws a strike over the middle, connecting with Brock Bowers. Touchdown Raiders. So Las Vegas going up 24-7 now, with 44 seconds left in the first half. Cleveland doesn't have all 3 timeouts. Cleveland has 2 timeouts, 44 seconds. to try to get something going for him. A decent return there up to the 28. So Shedeur Sanders in this offense now with 40 seconds to try to get into field goal range or get something like a touchdown. Quick pass out to the flat, and he just goes down. Cleveland takes a timeout. I'm not sure why he went down right there, though. 37 seconds left, second and 5 on the 33. Sanders back to pass. Screen set up for Judkins. Landon Roberts there, though, with a big cleanup on that. Or wait, that was Malcolm Kuntz. Never mind. Malcolm Kuntz with some good recognition there to make that play. Crosby coming in. Pass over the middle. Timeout now. 19 seconds. So they're going to have to take a shot here to get into field goal range. And then hope they can get down in time to spike it. Play action. Sanders stepping up. Pressure getting there. Kuntz and Tonka Hemingway. We have 8 sacks in the first half. There's 12 seconds now. They're just trying to get back so they can run a shot play. 6. Snapping. Play action. Crosby coming through. Crosby. Malcolm Kuntz again getting in there. Clean it up. So Kuntz having a big end of the first half here. In between last episode, it was between him and Tyree Wilson on who was going to stay. Kuntz has definitely surpassed Tyree Wilson this year, and he's proven to keep being a playmaker. Looking at the 2-6 Chiefs playing the Colts, and they barely scrape it out, so the Chiefs are now 3-8. Colts at 8-3. Green Bay versus Minnesota here. Green Bay up to 5-5 now after starting 0-5. Jordan Love rolling out, throwing over the top, completed there to Jaden Reed. So the Packers moved to 6-5 now. 6-5 after starting 0-5. Packers starting to turn it around now. Bears versus Steelers here. Jalen Warren makes a man miss and takes it in for the touchdown. So the Steelers with Rodgers at quarterback, 7-4. Bears fall to 5-6. Detroit blowing out New York. Couple big games with players that we traded in them. So we may have to go look at how some of those guys are doing. Raiders having a big first half in week 12 here. Can you pick it 3 for 325 yards? Genti with 95 yards in the first half. And we get the ball after half here. So, we're going to be looking to continue the momentum that we just snatched away in that first half. It's been all Raiders here so far. Solid return there from Dylan Loeb. Red zone efficiency has been 52% this season, 50% today, but 52% this season is not great. Really, you want to be better than that. So Kenny Pickett is in here, actually. Geno Smith finished that first half strong. Kenny Pickett back in the game. Motioning Besh. Hand off Genti, cuts it up the middle. Big gain up the middle. That'll put Genti at 100 yards for the day. First at 10. 42-yard line. So Genti with one of his biggest games of the season. Quick throw over to Brock Bowers, who had a touchdown catch to end the first half. Genti the lone back now. Handoff Genti. Breaks outside. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Gains about 2, I think, actually. 3rd and 2 coming up. Pickett. Play action. Pressure getting there. sacked. And as crazy as it may seem, Pickett hasn't looked great today. He's been banged up. He's got a severe risk of injury. We're going Geno Smith for the rest of this one. Geno Smith came in. He played very well running the offense today. And, we're a 1-9 team trying to gain some sort of momentum going into the offseason and into next year. And if that means beating a team like the Browns, who are 6-4, yes, but are probably one of the easier teams we've faced this year, that's fine. Motion now. Play action. Shedeur Sanders stepping up, throwing over the middle, wide open, a huge gain down the sideline, down the field, chin there to make the tackle. Butler shaking up on that one. Kuntz in the game at D tackle. Going through. Screen pass for Judkins. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another one. Cleaned up by Devin White. Just signed a 3-year extension for us. So Cleveland moving the ball now. Sanders stepping back. Malcolm Kuntz with the sack. Continuing his strong game. Shutting down their offense in the first half. And now coming in trying to shut their offense down at the beginning of the second. 3rd and 15 here. Shedeur Sanders steps back. Pressure getting there. Crosby with this 7th of the game. He ties the record. Crosby is 1 sack away from the most sacks in a single game. 7 sacks for Max Crosby. And this one, he continues to just dominate here today. Genty averaging 7.3 carry. Has 103 yards and a touchdown. And Geno Smith back out there now after his strong performance with Kenny Pickett being hurt. Smith to throw, first play back in, throwing over the middle, throws a pick to Campbell. A huge turning point there. Geno Smith with a turnover after playing so good earlier in this game just makes a simple mistake. Sanders throwing, complete over the middle for 6 yards to Juju Smith-Schuster. And this defense now, probably tired. They were just on the field looking for a stop. Crosby beats his guy, coming over. Shedeur Sanders stepping up. Pull him out, gets there to clean it up, force him to slide, but I got to contain that a little bit better. Crosby was starting to get there for his 8th sack. Needs 1 more for the record. Crosby can't get there. Like I said earlier in the game, the run game and those quick hitting passes are what's going to really help this Cleveland offense get past our defense. Crosby getting doubled now. Coming over, Bari with the strip sack. Recovered by our D tackle. I believe that's Tonka Hemingway. Tonka Hemingway with the fumble recovery. Forced by Bari, I believe, who is somebody that I wanted to see a lot from coming in from Green Bay. And Genty here up the middle, gain of about 2, 2nd and 8 coming up. Back in the empty. Geno Smith in this game for a banged up Kenny Pickett. Back to throw. Myles Garrett getting through, quick pass to Wicks. Gain of about 4. 3rd and 4 coming up. Defense gets another takeaway. And we may not be able to do anything with it. Smith stepping up, connecting with Trey Tucker over the middle for a big first down. Here's the I form now. Genty in the backfield. Smith under center, snapping, handing the ball off. Genty getting to the outside, taking off, makes a man miss. Taken down after gaining 8. Genty continues his big game here. Play action here. Pressure getting there, and Geno Smith goes down. Loss of 7. So big 3rd and 9 now. Geno to throw. Pressure starting to get in. Sacked again. 17 sacks in total in this game. Both of the lines not playing great today. But we have held Myles Garrett pretty much in check. It hasn't really been Myles Garrett. So a fair catch signal there. Defense comes back out. 17-point lead. Motion. Smith shoots through over. Crosby getting there. That's 7.5 at least, which does break the record. If they give him the full one, it's 8 sacks and a full record broken. But Max Crosby continues his tear today, coming up clutch, 2nd and 18. Now they set up a screen and it's locked down. Darian Porter sees it, stands right next to that guy. The pressure gets there. 3rd and 18 coming up. They're going to have to throw it. Pressure starting to get there. Shooter throwing. Broken up by Jeremy Chin, who continues to have a very clutch game for us today with the pick 6. That deflection, breaking up a few plays. And our offense gets the ball back. Darius Toney tries to return it, gets the ball to the 30, so Genty comes back. 1:13 now on the day. I think we should just start trying to run the clock down here, feed Genty a little bit more. Smith back to pass, throws it out for Besh. Quick completion for 3 yards. Smith under center. Coming in. Steps back, handoff Genty, who gets about a yard. 3rd and 6 now. Offense not moving the ball well in the second half. Smith throwing over the middle, connects with Besh, who tries to make a man miss, but it's still a huge gain. Smith with a great throw there, a great catch and run by Besh. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Raheem Mustard in the game now, gains 3 on a carry. Giving Genty a little bit of rest. Genty back in the game now. Smith throwing here over the middle, quick to Tucker, who tries to make a spin move, can't quite get around the guy. Gain of 5 there. 3rd and 2 coming up here. Genty the lone back. Smith under center, stepping back, handing the ball to Genty, who gains the 2, makes a man miss. Big gain there from Genty, who continues to dominate on the ground today, making everyone miss. A touchdown here basically puts this game away. Draw for Genty. Huge burst of speed up the middle, gaining the ball to the 4-yard line and a 1st down. 1st and goal coming up now. Geno Smith in the gun, Genty in the backfield. Browns loading in the box. Motion wicks over. Snap. Another draw play goes nowhere, going backwards. Losing to 2nd goal now, going empty here. Smith back to pass, stepping up, trying to get around, taking off, into the end zone for a touchdown. Geno Smith with a rushing touchdown here to put this one basically in the books. Raiders go up 31-7 in the way the defense has been playing. And unless something crazy happens, that's the ball game. So we're going to go normal speed now till the end of the game. Browns get the ball back. A 70-yard touchdown to Quinshon Judkins. They don't get the 2-point, but right as I'm saying the game's over, they score before the 4th quarter. With a big play by Quinshon Judkins. Mason Graham entered for the Browns there after his Genty run. Genty another big run now. 2-yard rush by Jack Besh. 3rd and 6. Pass knocked away, so the Browns getting the ball back Probably 7-yard rush for Judkins, getting them a little bit of room. Second and 3, pass knocked away by Landon Roberts. Incomplete pass, 4th and 3. Are they going to punt it? They kind of have to in that situation. 13-yard return by Kadarius Toney, not bad. Genti continues to run the ball well. Back-to-back runs for Genti. Monster gets in the game for a rush. Besh with a 7-yard rush. Everybody running the ball now. Trying to run the clock. 4th and 2. We punt again. So offense is really trying to run the clock. Shooter Sanders with a 7-yard rush. Bring up 3rd and 3. 2-yard rush. 4th and 2 for the Browns. 10-yard reception for Jerry Jeudy. The game is basically over at this point, but they are playing for a little bit of pride. Another PBU by Landon Roberts. 11 yards for Jeudy. 12 yards for Njoku now. Knocked away by Devin White, and the game is over. So, the Raiders picking up their second win of the season in a big fashion. 31-13. Moves us to 2-9. Geno Smith actually playing a pretty solid game today, and maybe starting next week. Jeremy Chin was a huge play. Statistically, we got to go see how many sacks Max Crosby finished with, because that man was on a tear today. Geno Smith, not a horrible game. Pickett played okay, but he was really banged up. Only throwing the ball 4 times, completing all 4, but Geno Smith came in and played well. We can't knock that. He did play very well. Genti, an amazing game from Genti. 161 and a touchdown, averaging 6.7 a carry. Team-wise, Brock Bowers had a good game. Donovan Wicks had a big catch in the game. So did Besh. Max Crosby. Good Lord, what a game from him. 8 TFLs, 7.5 sacks, 2 for Kuntz, 1 for Adam Butler, who was shaken up. I don't know if he came back in. Kalen King got in today, had a half a sack and a TFL. 2 picks, 1 from Isaiah Dunn. Dunn had a pick. Heck yeah, that's what we like to see. Jeremy Chin had a pick. Obviously, he had that pick 6. 3 PBUs from Elena Roberts, 1 from Devin White. 2 forced fumbles, 1 from Max Crosby, 1 from Landon Roberts. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember Landon Roberts forcing that one. I thought that was an Agbari, who's number 90. Yeah, he forced that one. Oh well. 1 fumble recovery, though, by Tonka Hemingway, who continues to be a solid D-tackle run stopper for us. So a big game there for us, and now that doesn't change the tide of this season. We're still 2-9, but it is a good sign, especially when you have somebody like Max Crosby, who, we're 2-9. It was a person that I was considering flipping for another first-round pick or something, but you can't fault that. We're going to see if that actually went into the record book. Career game. Sacks. No. They don't count the half. So he finishes tied at 7, which sucks. But it is what it is. I think moving forward, we have to see what Geno Smith can give us. I know it hasn't been a great year for him. Weekly awards. Max Crosby. Who else? Playoff pitcher. Who is in right now? Broncos are the 1 seed. Chargers are the 5 seed. Steelers at the 4. Ravens 6. Bills 3. Jags 7. Colts 2. On the other side, the Lions are in at the 1 seed right now. The Bucks are the 2 seed. Washington 7th. San Fran at 3. LA at 6. Cowboys and Panthers running out at 4 and 5. So going here, we'll adjust the lineup a little bit. Geno Smith back in that QB1 role. defensively, Max Crosby is an animal. And, moving forward, I think I want to see anybody get more snaps at this right edge. I do. Because Coons plays very well at this pass rushing D tackle. So if anybody can get in and start developing more, this trio could be nuts. We watched these two get 9.5 combined sacks last game. And that's Coons rushing from the D tackle spot. He had 2. Could have had 3 from the D tackle spot. So I want to see anybody get some more PT. Let's see. Going forward, I do like Shanty's production, but I want to see Damian Martinez get some playing time. It's going to be time to get some of these younger, more inexperienced guys some more playing time. Yeah. And all of our wide receivers are young, so it's not really much to say. Like, they're all young, so they're all going to just continue to be the same people. I like Mostert. I do. I believe I re-signed him. I think he'll take another step back next year. Yeah, we have him for one more year after this, I believe. But we'll continue to keep him on the team. I just want to see Martinez get a little bit more PT. We go into this week against the Chargers. We're 2-9. Not really making much of a push. Geno Smith with his first start in a few weeks, and we lose 17-11, which is kind of a weird stat line, especially after we just put up 31. But 17-11, we hold Herbert pretty well. Geno Smith doesn't turn the ball over, so that's a good game for him. He didn't turn the ball over. 50% completion percentage isn't good, but I mean, Herbert had 51, so it's just a defensive battle. We got 6 sacks this game for our defense. Geno Smith, though, one of his better performances, he didn't, like I said, he didn't turn the ball over. Rushing wise, Shanty not getting much going, 2.9 a carry, but he did have a touchdown. Receiving wise, Trey Tucker leads us, Bash with 40. Not much from anybody else. Defensively, Max Crosby, 11 tackles. Back-to-back games with 10 plus tackles, by the way. 2 TFLs, 2.5 sacks. We get a sack from Kingsley and Barry in his first game as the starting right edge. We get a sack from Malcolm Kuntz, still, even with Barry taking that spot. Half a sack from Devin White, half from Darian Porter, and half a sack from Kalen King, who has had a couple strong performances here now. So Kalen King might be somebody that continues to perform well. He also had 2 PBUs. So Kalen King, a developing corner who we should keep an eye on. Yeah, he might overshoot Isaiah Dunn for that CB3 spot, because I believe that's where Dunn's at, is CB3. Get these guys upgraded here. Going into this game, I think I want to actually go and do that, because he's our CB4 right now, and he's just making plays. So Kalen King going to CB3 into this game. Isaiah Dunn did have a pick a couple weeks ago, but I want to see more from Kalen King. See if he can develop into that CB3, because if he can start developing pretty well, we won't have to seriously address corner. We just need a solid third guy, and if he can be that guy for us, and we can develop him, I mean, he's 22 years old. He's a little slower, but a little slower, and his coverage isn't great, but he's a developing guy. Okay tackler for a corner. He's intriguing, to say the least. 5'11", 191. You wish he was a little faster. He's got 87 speed, but we'll see. we will see what that means for him going forward. We're going to jump in and we're going to just kind of watch the Sim take over. Geno Smith coming in for his second consecutive start. This will be our final game of this episode. It'll bring us with 4 games left. We are getting the ball back. So we're going to just go fast here, honestly. Second 4 looks like we got an interception. We're up 7-0. Denver comes back and scores. Look like Darian Porter got that pick. 7-7. Now we're in the 4th here. 2:50 left, and we're up by 3. So we're gonna slow this down and watch now. Denver's got the ball in field goal range. Bo Nix, handoff. RJ Harvey. So defense playing very well against the number 1 seed Denver Broncos. 10-7 here. Second attempt coming up. Nix back to pass. Throwing. Missing his target. He was open. He did have that guy wide open. He just misses that. 3rd and 10 now. Defense looking to get a stop here. Stepping up. Throwing. Pass broken up. Jeremy Chin was in the area there. Chris Paul Jr. was in on the field there too. So the Broncos have to settle for a field goal here to tie the game up at 10. So we're going to get to see our offense come back out. Geno Smith with an opportunity to lead the team down and win the game. 2:13 left. 3 timeouts. Geno Smith. QB rushing touchdowns. He is top 5 in that category and has not started the game since last week. Last week was his first game starting in a while. Smith rolling out, throwing deep. A huge completion to Dontavian Wicks, who continues to be a clutch playmaker for us, which is exactly what I wanted with that signing. So we flip the field just like that. A big play from Geno Smith, a quick pass over the middle to Besh. Geno Smith playing for his job right now. He knows we're more than likely taking a quarterback early next draft. Stepping up, taking off. A big block from Genti there, sliding down at the 20. Geno Smith trying to really solidify it, being the starter for the rest of the year. Handoff, Genti up the middle. Gain of 8. Not a great running game again, but that's a big play there. 11 for 22 today for Genti, so it's like a 2-yard per carry average. Trey Tucker in motion. Running the clock a little bit here. Motioning Besh over now. Handoff, Genti tries to make PS2 miss, can't do it, but he gets the first down regardless. Broncos take their second timeout now. First and goal from the 7 here. Geno Smith, handoff Genti, up the middle, down to the 1. And the Broncos take their final timeout. Raiders looking to put this one away. Geno Smith going back under center. Genti lone back in the backfield. Handoff Genti up the middle. Touchdown, Ashton Genti. Raiders take the lead 17-10 against the number 1 seed Denver Broncos with 1:16 left. No timeouts for the Broncos either. Raiders looking to put this one away now, getting their stronger unit in their defense back on the field. Looking for a big return here. Breaks the tackle, brought down at the 26. So Bo Nix having a solid year. Broncos number 1 seed, top of our division. Coming in, minute 12 left from the 26-yard line, no timeouts. Can he get Denver down the field and into the end zone? Back to throw now. Throwing over the middle. Caught, but he's tackled in bounds, so you got to really hurry up here now. Minute 5. Broncos turning it back. You can't keep throwing those little mid routes. Out. Big time catch. Broken tackle. He's getting away. Pull him out with a game-saving tackle, but it brings him down to the 18-yard line. 43 seconds left, and they're going to clock it when they get back down here. Bo Nix wasting too much time trying to get there and clock it, though. 36 seconds left from the 18-yard line. A huge play, 2 missed tackles, break that one off. Motioning R.J. Harvey out. Nick stepping back, throwing over the middle. He gets the first down. 30 seconds left. They're going to have to clock it again, though. He doesn't get the first down, actually. It's 3rd and inches here. They got to go quick. Nick's taking too much time. Throwing, stepping up. Throws it out of the back of the end zone. 18 seconds left. 4th and inches. This is ball game. If they don't get the first down or the touchdown here, this is ball game. Harvey slides out. Nick's throwing. Steps up. Connects. A touchdown. A heartbreaker. Trying to ice the kicker now. So now that Denver's going for 2. After we try to ice the kicker, Denver decides to go for 2. Nick's rolling, stepping up, hit. He fumbles. It's recovered by Eric Stokes, who's returning it all the way. He's going to do it. It looked like there was a flag, though. Holding. Holding on the offense. We accepted onside kick now. Besh falls on it. And after a huge turn of events there at the end, Las Vegas is going to walk out of here with a 3-point win over Denver. So a huge play there at the end of the game. Instead of kicking the PAT when we try to ice the kicker, they decide to try to go for 2. Nix then scrambles, takes a huge shot, fumbling it, and Eric Stokes cleans it up with a 90-plus yard fumble return for 2. What an episode today has been. We get 2 wins, moving us to 3-10. Our defense plays absolutely lights out. Geno Smith, 46% completion, no turnovers, no touchdowns. Rushing wise, he had 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Dontavian Wicks had 128 today. What a game from Dontavian Wicks. Defensively, though. This defense, something else, and they're going to just get better. 3 TFLs, 1 for Chris Paul Jr. and Jeremy Chin, Max Crosby. Lalu had 2 sacks, Coons had a sack. Crosby shared a sack with Adam Butler. Darian Porter had a pick today. And Kalen King had another solid game. Another PBU, 3 tackles. Isaiah Dunn had 3 tackles also, so they're both playing, which is good. And Eric Stokes with that huge fumble recovery. Who forced it? Okay, we don't get to see that, but we all know what happened. We all watched it. What a crazy end to that game. And what a way to end this episode, gameplay-wise. We're jumping out of the game now. Got some upgrades there. Looking ahead, so we jumped to 3-10. We're going to advance the week here to week 15. Looking ahead, episode here. We are probably going to be just kind of getting through this game fast. We'll probably play the Giants or watch the Giants game. I think we watch the Giants game and we'll probably sim all of these. Probably actually watch the highlights for the Chiefs game since it's the last game of the season. But we're gonna watch all of the Giants game. Skip to the Eagles and the Texans and try to end the regular season next episode. Hopefully on a little bit of a high note. Um, we are sitting at 3-10 now. Quite clearly, probably the worst team in the league. I didn't want to clear. Let's go standings wise. The Saints are actually slightly worse than us, and the Vikings are tied with us. Now this could all change in the next episode. We have a tough little stretch. We do play the Chiefs at the end of the game. We have to turn their season around quite a bit, but we want to talk about season turnarounds. What are the Packers? We're 7-6 now. After starting 0-5. After starting 0-5, they have gone 7-1. That is absolutely wild. And the Cowboys are here. Jags. And so a lot of teams that we thought were going to turn around did turn it around. This is kind of like the Jets were 0-7 and now they're 4-9, so they've gone 4-2 in their last 6. Dolphins are 4-9, we're 3-10, 3-10, 2-11. So it's kind of a battle for who's going to have the first overall pick between 3 teams. If you want to include these teams too, I think the Chiefs keep winning. Probably they will at least beat us one more time, most likely. I say that, but we did just beat the Broncos. Statistically, what are we looking like? I think Geno Smith, we're going to keep Geno Smith in at quarterback for these last few games. We got to see what he's about. We gave Kenny Pickett the majority of the season. And like 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, completion percentages there, but like 34 sacks. That's 56 sacks that we've allowed. And it's just not okay. Genty kind of turned the season around in this episode. Up to 4 a carry now with 9 touchdowns and 606 yards, so he could reach. We've got 4 weeks left. He could realistically reach 1,000, like just almost exactly 1,000. Receiving wise, 649 for Wicks, 620 for Trey Tucker. Wicks, another guy who's kind of turned his production around this episode. He doesn't have a touchdown this year, which is interesting, but the yardage production is there. Him and Trey Tucker have been actually a really good duo for us. You'd like to see a little bit more from Bowers, but he's got 4 touchdowns. And, the spread, like you got 40 receptions, 40, 48, 53. So they're all getting spread around quite a lot, and it's like I said earlier in the episode, they kind of just rotate who is the top guy. Like there's always one guy who has some sort of mismatch, so at least one of them is going to be doing okay in a game. And Genty has 18 for 140 down here also, so like that's not a lot of production, but you add that's 740 total scrimmage yards for Genty with 9 touchdowns. So not a bad rookie season. Landon Roberts, 108 tackles. Jeremy Chin has 94, and then Max Crosby, who currently has 23 TFLs and 18 sacks. Max Crosby could break the sack record this season. And Malcolm Coons, look at this from the rushing deep tackle position, 10 sacks. 3.5 for Lalu, 2.5 for Wyatt, and Barnes got 1.5, but he just really started getting playing time. Porter King, we got some picks here. Porter King, done with 1. 10 deflections for Landon Roberts. That's crazy. We're going to finish this by looking at the yearly awards. Bros, the favorite for MVP with Knicks right behind him. Mahomes is up here too. Jordan Love is up here. Purdy for the Niners. Actually, Herbert. So we got 3 quarterbacks in our division in the MVP race. Coach of the year, the Colts coach. AFC wise, offensive player of the year, Andre Iosivas. I'm gonna have to go look and see what he's doing. And Nick Westbrook-Ikine, Marvin Mims Jr. Some interesting names up here. Burrow and Nick's are on here. Jonathan Taylor's not surprising. Jamar Chase isn't surprising. Rasheed Rice, Josh Downs, Travion Henderson. So these 3, like, what kind of years are they having? I'll take a look here in a second. Defense player of the year. Max Crosby is top of the DPOY board. I would hope so with the season he's putting together. And he tied for most sacks in a single game. TJ Watt right behind him, though. So that'll probably be a tight race between them. Nobody else for us. Offensive rookie of the year. Genty's down here, yeah, but you got guys like RJ Harvey and Travion Henderson who are on those better teams, getting a lot of touches, and really the offense revolving around them a little bit more than it has in our spot. Darian Porter on the defense rookie of the year board. Nobody else for us here. Best QB, I don't expect to see anybody up here for us. Best running back, Genty's on this board too, right at the bottom. Looking to make a push above some guys like Jalen Warren, maybe Quinshon Judkins or ETN. Best wide receiver, nobody for us. EFC must be having a nuts year. D-line, Max Crosby is second best D-line, but first in DPOY, which is interesting to me. Best linebacker, they don't have Elena Roberts up here. He's having a crazy year. Best DB, nobody for us again, even though we got some solid players. Daniel Carson's up here, though, for best kicker. So we gotta go see what some of these players are doing, receiving-wise. Actually, let's go defense, because I gotta see what TJ Watt's doing. TJ Watt has 21.5 sacks. Interesting. But he has less TFLs. Let's see, where are we looking here? Start with the Broncos, I guess, because Marvin Mims was up there. He's got 948 and 15 touchdowns. Good Lord, Marvin Mims has been a touchdown machine for them. Browns, no. Chargers will look here. Ladd McConkey's got 980. Rasheed Rice has 788 and 11 touchdowns. Westbrook-Ikine has 1,100 yards and 10 TDs. That is crazy. Oh, I forgot about the Bengals. Who has 17 yards less than Jamar Chase on almost 40 less receptions and 7 more touchdowns. You have 505 yards after catch. What a crazy year for Iosivas. That's absolutely wild. Giants, Wandale Robinson, yeah. Has Tyree Wilson done much for them over here? I don't know. I tried to put him in a better situation. He's got a couple sacks. But yeah, so I think that's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we will be finishing the regular season, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, rest of your night, whenever you're watching this. And I will see you all next time. Peace out.